On the 28th of October, Erik Ten Haag was finally sacked as Manchester United manager. I mean, it was a long time coming. And Ruud van Nistelrooy took over as caretaker manager while the search for a new manager was on. Now, Van Nistelrooy is actually a pretty good manager himself. You know, he only had one season at PSV, but he managed to win the Community Shield and the Dutch Cup, like I said, in his one season at PSV. Now, at United, he actually did pretty well as expected. You know, he scored 11 goals in 4 games. Now, considering how many goals Man United have scored and how many times they've struggled to score this season, that's impressive. He managed to win 3 out of his 4 games and only draw against Chelsea, but that necessarily isn't bad because, you know, Chelsea's been very impressive this season. But of course, United was always going to bring in someone full time, and who did they bring in? Ruben Amorim. Now, despite only being 35 years old when he took over as Sporting CP manager, he didn't let his lack of experience let him down at all. He won 2 league titles, 2 cups, and the Super Cup, all in his time at Sporting CP, and in his first season there, he did actually win the treble. So yeah, pretty impressive. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Portuguese league, it's a bit trash, you know, it's a bit rubbish, but I'm going to tell you, maybe you're wrong. Maybe it's not as exciting as, you know, the Spanish league once was, or the Premier League is now, or maybe even the Italian league. But look at some of the players that have played there. I mean, look at, you've got Diogo Jota, you've got João Cancelo, you've got Ruben Dias, you've got Bernardo Silva. Just great players, and they're just only the most recent ones. And another thing you've got to give Amorim credit for is the amount of talent that he has created. Just to name a few, again, you've got Nuno Mendes, you've got João Pelinho, you've got Pedro Porro and Manuel Ugarte. Oh, and how could I forget the big man, Victor Gyökeres. So when you actually deep it and think about it, Man United have got a really exciting young manager that could really, really do a job. But how many times have we said that before, that Man United have hired a great manager and it just didn't go to plan? And like I said, other than Jose Mourinho, that kind of worked out, Man United's had some really big managers. I mean, look at Louis van Gaal. You've got Ralph Rangnick, I'd say, was a pretty big manager. And then you've got Erik Ten Haag. Again, I thought he was a big manager, but for some reason, these names just never really seem to work out at United. So the question is Ruben Amorim going to be a great manager, or is he going to be a failure like, you know, some other Man United managers? Now, a lot of people say that United, the job of managing that club is probably the hardest job in the world, and I probably agree with it. The problem is, I think Manchester United and their fans themselves expect another Sir Alex Ferguson, and just in this day and age, that's just not going to happen at all. Football has changed a lot since Ferguson took over, and yeah, you know, we had Klopp and Guardiola. You know, Klopp was at Liverpool for a long time, Guardiola's still there, but even then, he's a long, long way away from how long Alex Ferguson was at United for. And, you know, managers just don't stay that long anymore. And like I said, because of how good Fergie was, and how good Man United was in the past, I feel like Man United fans are so entitled, and as a fan of a lower club like Birmingham, I love watching teams like Man United do bad. Because you know what, Man United are 13th in the league and they think they've got it so bad, but when the, you know, in the EFL there's literally teams going extinct. So it's kind of, you know, they don't really know anything at all about hard times. But anyway, this isn't a rant about that, this is a video about Man United and the new manager. Now, the first thing Amorim needs to do is literally just change the squad entirely, and I literally mean to rip the squad apart. I mean, get rid of Lindelof, get rid of Maguire, Johnny Evans can go as well, get rid of Luke Shaw. Anthony and Mason Mount, you know what, throw your hands up and admit, right, I was wrong. Take a loss on them and move on. And honestly, Marcus Rashford, I think it's going to be such a key season for him, because I feel like this is make or break now. I honestly get that he's United through and through, and I can genuinely see him staying at United his whole career. But if he doesn't start hitting the levels that he showed when he was younger, then I think it's time to move on from a football, like, business kind of point of view, I guess. So with those players just being examples of players that can leave in January, let's look at some players that Man United could or even should bring in January. So Amorim loves to use 3 at the back formations with wing backs. So with Luke Shaw not being good enough, that's the first thing we need to buy. We need to buy a left wing back. And who else to buy in left wing back than Alphonso Davies? He's only 23. He's one of the fastest players in the world. He's probably one of the best left backs in the world. So that's our first player we should sign, Alphonso Davies. Now, with Anthony being absolutely awful and a ridiculous amount of money lost on him, we need to buy a right winger. So we're going to go back to Bayern Munich, and this time we're going to rob him of Leroy Sane. Now, United have been linked to Sane for years now, and I think this January or in the summer, I think it could finally happen. He's fast, he's direct, and in the 3-4-3 formation that Amorim likes to play, I think he fits in really nicely on that right side. Now, with Amorim, it would not surprise me personally if he just goes to Sporting and just robs all of their players. You know, it happens all the time. Managers leave a club and go to another club and just buy players straight off that club. And one player I can see him signing from Sporting CP is Morten Holmand. He's played for Amorim for a few seasons now, and with Man United not really having too many great midfield options, I think he's the perfect fit for them. He's quick, he's a high energy box-to-box player, and he just loves to tackle. So, you know, that's something that Man United are missing. They need a battler in that midfield. Kobe Mainoo is very good, but he's not really at the level yet. You know, give it a few seasons, he's still very young. Now, let's be honest, Man United really need some centre-backs. If they're looking at Sporting, then they've got Antonio Silva, or they've got Gonzalo Inacio. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money, you've got Jared Brantford, you've got Mark Gay, or even Alessandro Bastoni from Inter. Now, we all can agree the final player that Manchester United need is a striker, and honestly, I'd put money on this player signing for Manchester United. Either in January or the summer, I'd put money, and I mean a lot of money, on this player signing for Manchester United. Because I can seriously see Amorim signing Gyökeres for Man United. He was good at Coventry, but now this guy is starting to get ridiculous. He's only 26 as well, and with the goals he's scoring, you know, he's playing for Sweden regularly, he's playing regular Champions League football, he's only going to get better. He's managed to score 66 goals in 68 games for Sporting in all competitions since he joined, and he even recently scored a hat-trick against Man City in the Champions League. Now, I know Man City's been a bit awful recently, but still, to score a hat-trick against Manchester City doesn't come very often. And honestly, with how good he is, I just can't see him being at Sporting for much longer. And like I said, with how much United need a striker and how much they struggle to score goals, and with the Amorim links, of course, I can really see him signing him. So I actually did a little bit of predicting, and when I say little, I mean a lot of predicting. I predicted every single Premier League game, not just Man United's games, every single Premier League game for the rest of the season. So honestly, make sure you hit the like button, because I promise you this took a really long time. So as you can see, this is the final table according to my predictions. United ended up finishing 5th, but they were 13 points clear of, well, off 4th place, I guess. And that was because, you know, they've dropped so many points so far early this season. They've been really bad, so it's kind of their own fault. I mean, they already are 13 points off top of the league, and let's be honest, they're just not going to win the league. So they've got quite a bit of work to do to play catch up. Now, last season, 77 points would have got you 4th, I believe. Let me check that. Yeah, so 77 points last season would have got you 4th. So either way, Man United should be 4th or 5th around the Champions League places. Now, guys, a little editor's note while I'm editing this video, actually. Man United have just drew to Ipswich. So yeah, great start. I actually had Man United to win that game, and I think a lot of people would have had that. But yeah, so not really a great start. It's not a loss, but not really a great start, I guess. But anyway, guys, that is just my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are Man United finally safe, or is it going to be another unsuccessful manager with Amorim? I know we've all said it before, but I think if Amorim gets the backing and the funding, and you know, he gets the freedom to do what he wants to do, I can really see this working out. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And while you're down there, smash that like button, because this video took a lot of research, especially that predicting the whole Premier League fixtures. So yeah, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. We've kind of got a little bit of a different background now. Christmas is coming up, new stuff around in my room. We've got 2 new lights. Hopefully the audio sounds better, because I've got a brand new microphone in a couple of weeks. I've got a boom arm coming, so yeah, we're making small changes, we're moving up in the world, you know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. And yeah, make sure you stick around, and I promise you won't regret it.